Well, good morning. We're here in Dodge City, and last night we had a storm come through. In fact, most of the rest of the country north and east of us are getting hammered from, it looks like, Montana clear to Michigan. But we got pretty lucky here. It didn't do too bad. So I'm going to kind of show you where we're at. We got it all set up here. Getting the bike ready because we're going to go for a ride this morning. Carol and I will cover that with you for a minute. So we got it ready to go. But it's a pretty nice campground called Gunsmoke Campground here in Dodge City.
Good morning.
Hey. So Carolyn was wanting us to go on a ride today, so she got a little brochure, and it's about a 104-mile trip. So I'll have her go over it for you here real quick.
It's one of their brochures I picked up at the campground, which I did not know that existed, and it's called Ride the Trails. And it's got like 6 different motorcycle day trips and tours to go through. So I picked out the one that's number 3. It's In-Laws and Outlaws Tour.
Okay, and we're going to be going on this little one where the gun is,
Yeah,
right?
the orange one.
The orange one right here. It's 104 miles.
And let's see, it takes us to the Dalton Gang hideout, and then over to Stoth Memorial Museum. It has all the kinds of things about how the pioneers lived and all that kind of stuff. And then we're going to come back after that and go on the walking tour. And the walking tour looks really awesome. It has all kinds of statues of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday, and I'm just really kind of looking forward to that. And I'm going to find some antique stores too.
Well, it's a good thing if we're going to antique shopping, we got the 5th wheel, because I wouldn't be able to fit it on my bike. So like I mentioned a little earlier, it's a little chilly out there. It's about 57. So we're going to put on our chaps, our warm weather gear or cold weather gear, and then head out. So we should have fun. Enjoy the voyage with us. Enjoy the ride. You doing, Carolyn?
Oh, taking off my leathers. Gotta take my shoes off, my boots off, to take my leathers off. Put it back on. In memory of Walter Dingus, who made a showplace of Dalton Gang hideout in 1940.
So I guess that's what we're going to look at. So that's different. Look at that. At the top is the 4 Daltons that got killed, and they're dead. And look at the picture below. The 2 Daltons in the picture above are the guys on the left or right of the guys standing there. So they must have liked to stand people up and show them when they're dead.
Are you following me?
Yes. Well,
Yeah. This part's the original house.
oh, so we're up into the house now, huh?
And it was built in 1887.
So the guy who's in the museum up there was telling us the 5 Dalton guys came from Oklahoma, came over here, and they believe they hung out over here. There wasn't any real solid proof, but they stayed here, and they would actually use the tunnel we just went through to go from the house here down and through and out to the barn to get away on horses, so no one would find them. And he said the original tunnel was probably 4 foot high and was just dirt. So kind of interesting.
Look at that, it really does have 2 heads. The whole thing has 2 heads.
Well, that's different. It's an albino raccoon, completely white. About there.
Emmett Dalton, he's the one that survived, and he was born May 3rd, 1871. And he got into the horse thieving business when he was 19 years old.
So what do you think?
Oh, there's some very interesting stuff in here. Shows how they really used to live. I wouldn't want to be plowing anything with this. That looks like it would really, really be hard.
It's not quite like your...
My rototiller.
Yep.
No.
Guess I know how the Dalton Gang felt, don't I?
Yeah. Dead.
Very. So what'd you do?
I had too much to drink.
They put you in jail for drunk and disorderly, huh?
Town drunk right now. Let me out, I want another drink.
It's kind of cool to stop here and check it out where the Dalton Gang supposedly hung out. So hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of cool. We're gonna go see some other stuff. Let's go.
Let's go.
So we're here at this museum, a memorial to all the pioneers here in Kansas, I guess. We'll just have to go in and check it out and let you know how it is. Well, that wasn't very good planning. They're closed on Mondays. So we're just gonna go get something to eat here in town. Okay, we just got done eating a cheeseburger in Montezuma since the memorial to the pioneers was shut being a Monday. And then we're going out here, and as you guys have noticed, we've been recording all of these windmills.
There's a lot of windmills.
Well, we're kind of right next to it. Kind of give you an idea. Here's a windmill behind us. That dude's big. Look how far it goes up. Way up there. So I'm gonna go down a little ways and get a better perspective. I'll show you the bike with that behind it to give you an idea how big it really is. Okay, so if you wanna know how big it is, there's our motorcycle here. And there's Carolyn next to it. These windmills are pretty big. They go way up there. In fact, earlier we came by here before we went to lunch. There were guys up there rappelling up and down out of that thing doing work on it. So we got back here and they're gone for the day, unfortunately. All right, we're here in Dodge City, established 1872. Strong resemblance. Me and the buffalo, we look alike, right?
So rude. Especially when you have your beard.
Just said that I'm gonna get outside.
So we rode down here all the way from our route, 104 miles. It's the end of the day, and we're gonna go walk around and check out what Dodge City used to look like back in the day.
I'm driving the train. I'm a train engineer.
Well, it's got all the original stuff in here, all the handles, the turn things. You could be an engineer.
You keep throwing me in jail.
We're getting in trouble.
It's really a cemetery and people really were buried here.
Was that one that forgot to put somebody in?
It doesn't say.
So those boots sitting there?
Yeah.
Whose is it?
George Hoy, and he was actually killed by Wyatt Earp, and he was only 21 years old. But he was a town nuisance person, I think. Edward Hurley, shot January 17, 1873. He drank too much and loved unwisely.
Okay, so this is Dodge City. This is where it was originally at, but these are recreated buildings down here, except for they're telling us the last 2 or 3 are original buildings, and we'll go check them out while we're here. Front Street replica from the 1870s, and they built it here in 1958. Is that a saloon? Give me something to drink. Yeah, on a Harley out there. We were riding all morning.
Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah, stay over at the Boot Hill Campground. Yep, last night tonight.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Anything else?
How you gonna do? Down the hatch. Hey, dear.
Okay, there's no way I could ever have a waist without skating.
So the guy at the bar was telling us that this is an original 1870-ish bar that was brought across the prairie in wagons from New York and brought to Dodge City here. When it got here, it was it's a box piano, and when it got here, they weren't supposed to keep it in the saloon because the owner said a piano like this should never be in a saloon, it should be in a home. So it was actually in a home for years, and then when they passed away, they donated it to here to the Dodge City display area.
Hello? Hello? Hi. I'd like to take out $100. What do you need my ID? Are you kidding me?
Carol's supposed to be at work today. She's on vacation. She's getting paid to do this.
Look at that ball. That's amazing. They don't look like that anymore.
Nope, that's a good old vault. So at the end of the tour here, they got a picture and it's got Doc Holliday and Big Nose Kate. I wonder how she got that name.
This was actually a bathtub. I could barely even fit in that bathtub. So I don't know how an adult would definitely fit in that bathtub. I'm glad we don't use those anymore.
So what are these?
These are handcuffs. More handcuffs than I've ever seen. And these weird ones in the middle, those are called McKinsey mitts. They were invented in 1925, and they're for people that they really need to, were really bad.
Why am I in jail? It was just sarsaparilla, it wasn't whiskey, I swear. I swear, officer. It was just sarsaparilla. So being from a pharmaceutical industry, I can appreciate this. Here's an old-time pharmacy back here in the back.
There's a dead guy in the corner.
What?
Watch out.
What? Oh my gosh! It's a real skeleton.
We're in the Hardesty House, and it's built in 1872, I believe, and it's just really old. And it's one of the original buildings, actually. Okay, yes, I'm going to church. It's pretty. Okay, Dan, wake up. I know you're in church, but you gotta wake up. Okay.
So that's the whole street. We went through every one of those stores and checked them out, and different entities of mercantile, and it was pretty enjoyable. Okay, so that was Dodge City, the museum and everything we went through. That was pretty cool. What was your favorite spot?
The old buildings that were the original, and the graveyard, the Boot Hill, because they really do have some graves up there. But the original house that's down at the very end was really cool. I like that.
I think my favorite was the saloon. I really wanted to get a beer, but since we're on the Harley, I didn't. But they sure had some good root beer sarsaparilla. That's some of the best I've had in a long time.
Yeah,
So
well, I did like that part too.
I'd highly recommend you try it if you're here. But all in all, it's worth it. It was really worth the $5 to go through all this. It was pretty neat. I stand corrected. It was $11 a piece. It was $5 a piece at the earlier thing. Sorry about that.